Broadcasting on Twitch TV. You're listening to the 80 Proof Podcast.
Wave, or is it like a wave?
Well, I don't know. I went like this.
My parents are over there.
EJ, you've been listening for a long time. Why the hell you been around 80 Proof for so long?
I ask myself that every time I turn on the podcast.
Standard listener answer.
Like if your woman wears contacts, and before she goes to bed, she puts her glasses on. That shit's hot. That shit's hot.
That's it. God bless
That
it.
shit is so hot.
Yeah, but you say post-nut clarity. What if she gets him off and doesn't even get you off? She's like, oh, I'm spent. And you're just sitting there with your boner in your hand.
And she starts smoking a cigarette, and you're still hard as Chinese arithmetic.
Okay, I'm
Just
back to
clean.
sundresses.
Little
crease
crease at the
gets-
sundress.
Get stuck on the peaks, you know?
All right, I'm
And
back
she
on
got
team
heels
sundress.
on, not flip flops. She got heels on. Stop it.
All right. We got to go to break. I got to piss, and I'm going to go jerk off a little bit. So, yeah. Like, put it this way.
You do all kind of other stuff, you
Bro.
fucking put your tongue in her ass and all
Listen,
that stuff. Like
yeah,
that's
I do it for
gross,
her. Yeah, I do it for
right?
her. Listen,
It's literally the shitter.
dude, that makes that you just double down on opulent, man. That's I think that's the greatest use of word, other than when you said cunt. That this show has ever seen. Really.
Question: why are you holding the earphones like that? Why wouldn't you just put them on?
Because I might need a hearing aid. I don't know. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Like, could you jerk off to a picture?
No,
No.
no,
Can you jerk
that's gay.
Like, no,
Like
but,
if you
like,
flip
they're
it
on.
over, and actually put the Jesus in the middle of the story, right? They're just fucking. You want some, Chris? Fuck no, I don't want any. I see that shit on movies.
You don't
I
like
know what
pizza?
that does to people.
Pizza's
No, I
delicious.
don't want any pizza. I'm gonna go over here and have this Zima with a Jolly Rancher.
Did strippers in your guys' neighborhoods ever do the lollipops?
What, they blow lollipops out their pussies?
Yeah, they, masturbate with a lollipop and then stick it in their mouth, somebody's mouth.
Oh, that's a stripper's vagina. That's like,
It's probably well used. Now you got a fucking tilapia sucker,
You ever been handed a lollipop, Admire?
huh?
You go by the bank, she's like, "You want a lollipop?"
have you ever indulged in a lollipop in Kansas City?
No, I did. I wasn't one of the lucky few that got them.
Stick your tongue in a hole that has shit in it, then let some other guy put his dick inside of her for like 5 minutes before he comes.
Correct.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You nailed it.
Yeah. 100%.
Sadly, I agree with y'all.
When this penny is done, you know, we
I've never
can-
heard it called a panty.
A panty.
Yeah,
A penny.
That was different.
That's
It didn't sound
the
as-
first.
It didn't sound as fucking annoying when you say a panty.
Right?
Panty, yeah.
I'm Rucker. That's J Bomb up in the left hand corner. Admire down. Oh my god.
No, I'm not doing that. Stick on my pants. No, we're not going there right away. Don't worry.
Already? Jesus Christ.
I just realized my pants were on.
About to walk off.
Live from Atlanta, Montreal, and Kansas City with Chris Rucker, J-Bomb, and Admire.
As the current mayor of Cream Pie City, I would like to welcome you to our team. Enjoy.
So grab a drink. We're live.
Welcome, 80 Proof, Chris Rucker, Admire, and J Bomb. J Bomb's back. I almost forgot his fucking name. The
His
guy's
vagina is healed.
This strained vaginal wall had him on the disabled list for 14 to 18 days. What up, Jason?
The yeast infection's cleared up, boys.
Very nice.
Here. We are powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs. Well, they will talk about the World Baseball Classic, NFL free agency. They'll probably talk a little hockey. The NBA is getting down to the wire. My boy Randall scored 57 points for the Knicks, tying their all-time record in a loss. That's got to be the fucking worst. You set a record for a storied franchise like the Knicks, and you still lose.
Fucking losers.
That means y'all weren't playing no defense. This motherfucker scored 57 points and they lost. They weren't playing any kind of defense. He was too busy shooting.
What was the rest of the team doing?
Not playing defense. You know what I know we all talk about cutting the cord, and just a real quick aside, like I got rid of cable and I'm doing all these IPTVs, and now I'm trying to watch AEW in the background, and the fucking thing will reconnect in 3 seconds. This is like my biggest fear, that a Cowboys game comes on and I can't watch it because I've got some fucking pirated shit.
Well, go legal.
Bro, plug the fucking box into an Ethernet cable.
There is no box, Jason.
Well, buy a box. Stop being cheap and buying a fucking Fire Stick.
What do you
Is
mean
it a
by
Fire Stick or a Fire Stick TV?
It's a Fire Stick. It's never had a problem before. It's never had an issue. This is clearly a fucking IPTV thing. This is not a Fire Stick thing.
No.
It's never happened.
My illegal TV won't work.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I fucking paid for it. What the fuck? It ain't like it's free.
It's true. It's not free.
Now I gotta fucking work up a ticket and get them to extend my shit for a month for free now, which they do. I'll give them that. It's happened twice so far, and I've complained. They're like, "We'll give you a free month. Here's
Really?
another law." Yeah,
Wow.
it takes like 2 or 3 days. Super Bowl was over with. You know what the fuck? I got to go $3 cafe.
You're hustling like an illegal dealer of channels. It's pretty intense.
Look, I don't know about you, but when I pay for something, I don't give a fuck if it's legal or not. I want what I paid for.
Yeah.
If I buy drugs and I don't get high, guess what? I'm going back. Be like, yo, this shit didn't work.
Well, makes sense to me now.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't get high, by the way. I was just using that as an example. It's
Works
illegal.
watching.
I do.
No, I don't give a fuck who's watching, but I don't get high.
What is
Oh.
that little thing you're sucking on, MR?
A penis.
It's a little vape.
Is it weed?
THC juice.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow, look at this guy. Look at this guy with his new camera, new setup. You went to the dark side, Admire.
Yeah, got the
Camera
Mac
actually
Mini
looks
going
worse. Your camera looks worse.
on. No, it doesn't. On my side, it looks so much better. I
It
don't know
looks
how
awful.
I don't give a fuck.
We can
It
see
looks
all your
like-
dirty room, dude. What the fuck is
And I
going
got
on?
buttons. So
It's
when
like
you
a Stranger Things episode. Like, I don't know. You're up close, and everything else looks fucked up.
What's with all the trash on your floor? Look to your
There's
left. What is all that garbage on the
So-
floor?
So the GoPro, it's like a fisheye.
Yeah.
Like it looks like I can touch both walls. They're like way far away from me. Everything looks condensed, but you can't see my floor.
I can
got a
see your
GoPro?
floor.
I got a dog bed.
Yeah, we
That's
can
what's
see
on
it.
the floor.
That's the
I
camera you
have-
got is a GoPro?
It's one I had laying around. It's not like a new one or anything.
Thankfully.
I got buttons now too.
What do you got for us?
Hey Rucker, this one's for you.
Just love a big black dick, but only in my mouth.
Why would that be for me?
You're the only one with the black dick around here.
But I don't love it in my mouth. What the fuck is that got to do with anything?
He wants yours in his mouth.
It's Admire saying it to you, my guy.
Yeah.
Guess what? I don't put, the thing about blowjobs, I like getting them from people that have never had a blowjob. Call me old fashioned.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I was actually conceived from pre-cum, says Scully. Is that true? Did you pull out when Scully was conceived?
I can't believe this is the only kid I know that wants to hear about his mom getting fucking cream pied on a
I was going to say,
podcast.
why would he know these details?
Yeah, how did
He doesn't.
Oh.
I was busting nuts in his mom. That's what I was doing.
We're off to a fucking raunchy ass start.
I'm back. I mean, we can't really expect anything different.
Bring the dirty.
Yeah.
But we do have a game later when we get to that. Rucker, I hope you studied up on your Cowboys history.
I didn't study shit.
You're gonna lose.
That's fine.
I I hope EJ's in here because he knows.
EJ's at
Cowboys a little bit.
AEW.
Is he?
He's on assignment for Boots to the Face. He's
Uh.
at AEW.
Are we wearing the same shirt?
I got a hoodie on. Mine's blue, but yeah, same design.
Who's Rucker playing against? Because I don't watch football.
Nah, it's just for him. Let's see how well he really knows the Cowboys.
Uh-oh.
You know, I was born in 1982, and I didn't start watching football till like 88. So if you give me 1972 trivia, like I don't give a fuck.
Nobody gives a shit
Well,
about those years.
I've been telling you for over a week now to study up on your Cowboys history.
Okay, what does that mean? What the fuck? Okay, let me go grab an encyclopedia of the Dallas Cowboys and study up every little fucking thing they do. I tell you what, I bet I get more right than you think I'm going to get right. Set the over and under right now.
I'm gonna set.
How many questions?
I bet max he gets 2 right.
How many questions are there?
are there?
7.
I'll go with the over. I'll go with the over. He'll get more than 2 right.
Let's fucking do it now. Fuck it. Why wait?
You want to do it right now?
Fuck it, let's
we're
do it
gonna
live.
catch up with Jay, but fuck it. Let's just do it now.
There's nothing to
Okay.
catch up.
So the topic is Dallas Cowboys players who have been arrested. I'm going to read what they were arrested for, and you got to tell me which player it is.
That's impossible, but go ahead.
Some of these are very surprising, actually.
Hmm.
Let me see.
I feel like that's not really Dallas Cowboy trivia.
Why not?
I don't know. Just seems weak.
Fine, then we won't even.
It seems
play
like he was trying to get me, but no, let's do it. I'm
No,
ready.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Go. Let's do this. Before we start, I'd like to say fuck the Eagles.
Isn't it off season?
It's never off season when you talk about them bitch ass birds.
Dude, I got into an Uber driver's car and they were listening to talk radio on football and I was like, isn't it like off season?
Never off season.
And he
man.
looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's never off season.
He's like, you're not from here, are you? I was like, no, I'm from Canada.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so first one. I'm going to try not to say their names as I read through them because that would defeat the purpose. This Cowboys player says he was a terrific football player, attended Langston University before starting linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. During his playing years, he found himself in legal trouble for a lot of things, charged with several crimes. Arrested November 1983 for exchanging cocaine for sex with 2 minor teenagers.
I was a year old. How the fuck would I know that?
You knew the fucking 85 Bears were good. You were like 4. How'd you know that?
I was 3.
Because everyone knows the 85 Bears
They
were
talk
good.
about the 85. They don't talk about some random fucking nobody on the 83 Cowboys that got arrested for fucking being R. Kelly before R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Let's see. You said 83
83.
linebacker. Played for Langston, so he was black.
Is Langston a black college?
Langston Hughes is a black guy.
No.
I'm just putting shit together. I don't fucking know anybody from back then. I'm just gonna guess the last name. Smith.
Close.
It's Smythe.
It was Thomas Hollywood Henderson.
No shit, it was Hollywood. Wow. I would
Yeah.
never guessed Hollywood did that. I actually know him.
Yeah. It says he actually turned out to be a success story. He cleaned up his shit. He's been sober for 3 decades and he tours the country as a motivational speaker. And a bonus fact, he's won the lottery twice.
Yep.
One
I
of
was just
them
about
was-
to say that. He won
One
the
of them
lottery
was
2
$28
times.
million.
Yep. And then he won it again. Is that
What?
not crazy?
That's a fucking wild life, man.
See, I've heard about Hollywood winning the lottery on a bunch of podcasts I listen to. Nobody ever brings up that he went to jail for prostituting underage girls.
Yeah.
You should have put the
Well-
lottery thing in there.
Yeah, he would have got
If you would
it.
put the lottery thing in there, even though it's not breaking the law, I would have got that. It's all good.
Hmm.
Good.
All
one.
right. Number 2 is 1985 defensive lineman for the Cowboys. Short-lived career in the United States Football League with the Michigan Panthers, Houston Gamblers, and Oakland Invaders. Played college football at Michigan State. Life was plagued by drug use and abuse. Reported to have stolen $64,000 from his mother's life savings, and then was convicted of domestic violence and theft. In 1987, he took his own life after robbing 2 convenience stores. Played for the Cowboys for 5 years.
Oh shit, I don't know that. I had a guess when you said he killed himself. The guy I was thinking is still alive.
Damn.
Smith.
Not a Smith. Jade, you got any guesses?
Elliot.
It was Larry Bethia.
Yeah, we never got that.
Sounds like a white guy.
I
This is such a
actually
horrible
don't
one.
know what color he is.
Shout
I
out,
see color.
shout out,
Bethia, he's probably Hispanic.
shout out to Chaos for the 23-month sub. Thanks, bud.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, 1987. We're getting closer to your years, Chris. Mexican-American kicker who played for the Los Angeles Rams and later for the Dallas Cowboys. Leaves behind a legacy of scoring records throughout the 9 seasons that he played for the Cowboys. 87 was arrested in one of the most controversial cases to make the list, charged with aggravated sexual molestation of a minor.
Oof.
He pled it down to indecency with a child.
Hot.
Denied all the charges while they had a ton of evidence on him. Any idea who this guy is?
A piece of shit. I'm gonna go with Garcia.
Sanchez.
No. But does have kind of a Hispanic sounding name.
Well, yeah.
You said he was
He
Hispanic.
said he was Hispanic.
Oh, never mind. Okay. I was like, God damn, they're kind of racist. His name is Raphael Septien. Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, right. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I was fucking 7 years old. I was not remembering Cowboys from then.
Jesus Christ.
Well, all right. We have a 1996 here. So this is
Here we
prime,
go. A wheelhouse.
prime Cowboy shit right here. All right. This is a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Charles Haley.
Stated as saying, I would go out and spend my off-season city to city, chasing women, drinking, getting high, and doing those things.
Sounds awesome.
Allegations of sexual assault at gunpoint. Charges were later dropped on that because the lady admitted she filed a false police report. Had a lot of post-retirement arrests, drug possession, cocaine possession, sexual assault. And then what made me think of this game, I seen a video on TikTok about it. He stabbed somebody in a barbershop.
What position did you say he played?
I didn't say the position because that would give it away.
He's a quarterback. For sure he's a quarterback.
You said he's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, got voted in 2007.
Charles Haley.
You already said
Final
that.
answer?
Yeah, fuck it.
Smith.
Michael Irvin.
Oh.
Never stabbed anybody.
Yeah, I seen on a video the other day that he got in trouble for stabbing somebody, but it like never made headlines. But think about all the other things I said. The coke.
Yeah. Well, they all used to party at the White House, which wasn't the White House, Jay. It was a house because they had coke there. They called it the White House.
I thought it was because
Michael
they were
Irvin
winning
actually
Super
got in
Bowls, but they
trouble.
don't do that, eh?
They were winning Super Bowls at that time. Michael Irvin actually got in trouble at the Super Bowl this year because him and some hotel worker were having a conversation. The lady said he was too sexually aggressive with her and was suing him. So now he countersued her and the hotel for like $100 million.
Yeah, Michael Irvin, my favorite Cowboy of all time. I have over 300 of his football cards still. I got jerseys, starting lineups, all that shit. But he was a troublemaker.
Chaos in the chat got it.
He did.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking shit. I didn't even think to pay attention to him. Also, fuck the Giants.
Fuck the Giants, eh?
And the Steelers. Fuck the Steelers big time.
Jesus.
Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Commanders. Who else don't I like?
Who's the Commanders?
They used to be
The
the Red.
Washington football team.
That's what they call them, the Washington Commanders.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do that shit.
Clit Commander.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Because he's a bitch. How many questions we got left? I got to get 2 of them, right?
Yeah, we got 3 left. This next one, 2001. This should be prime Chris Rucker knowledge. Offensive
high,
lineman. Offensive lineman found himself under arrest in one of the more famous Dallas criminal incidents. He was arrested, considered a routine stop by Louisiana police, and they found 213 pounds of marijuana. Weeks later in Texas, he was arrested again with 175 pounds of marijuana in his van. And in 2002, he was sentenced to 30 months in prison.
That's all he got was 30 months.
Motherfucker had
Yeah.
a ton of fucking weed, man.
Right.
Yeah, combined, I mean, that's 400 pounds of weed.
What's the point? Like, you're a football player. What are you doing slanging fucking dope, man?
Motherfuckers were in trouble back then. Football wasn't paying a lot in 2001. Football's actually probably one of the lesser money-making professions you can have as a professional athlete. Like baseball, they pass out $100 million contracts to everybody in
Mhm.
baseball. Football, your contract's
Yeah,
not guaranteed.
Have you seen hockey?
Yeah, but in baseball, it's like 13-year contracts, though.
Yeah, but it's all guaranteed. Look at fucking, what's the guy's name that's still getting $1.2 million every year? He ain't played since like 1990.
Bobby Bowe.
Yeah. Bobby Bonilla Day. Like baseball really gives out money. Basketball, they give $100 million, motherfuckers. I've never even heard of them. In football, you got to be a quarterback, a left tackle, or a fucking defensive end to get $100 million. Nobody else is getting $100 million in football. And they're not guaranteed. So you get your signing bonus and you get that year. And then when you get cut, they're like, oh, we owe you like 1/8 of what your contract says. And you're done. Now, still $20 million, right? But
Yeah.
in 2001, they weren't making that kind of money. What position
I'm
you
looking
said
up
he
his
played?
salary now. Oh, yeah, dude. He signed a 3-year, $3.46 million contract.
That ain't shit. He probably wasn't even starting. Let's see who was on the team back then. You had Flozell Adams. I think Larry Allen was still on the team.
Ooh, Larry Allen. I ain't heard that name forever. When I say it, you're going to say, God damn it.
No, I'm probably not.
I remember this. I was in high school, and it was like a big thing.
Go ahead. I give up.
Nate Newton.
No way. Nate Newton fucking is on the Cowboys like podcast network right now. I had no idea Nate got in that much trouble. He was a part of the Michael Irvin clique that was doing the White House shit though.
Yeah. It says here he has since turned his life around and remains hugely popular.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6, we have a 2013 wide receiver for the Cowboys charged and convicted of federal drug conspiracy charges. Was
Antonio
expelled from the
Bryant.
league. Huh?
Antonio Bryant.
No.
Okay. never mind.
Expelled from the league following his arrest on these drug
Oh!
charges.
Oh, I know this. Hold on. I got to remember him.
He's
He had
alive.
a really big game against the Giants.
Damn. Sentenced 10 years to life in prison.
He had a really big game against the Giants when they won the Super Bowl. Fuck, I can't think. I can think of all the other receivers that were there that year. DeAndre Hopkins to the team. Shut up, Scully. Kevin Ogletree.
Nope.
Okay.
You'll know this name too.
No, don't tell me. I got one more guess. Fuck that. I 2013. He went to jail for what again?
Drug related charges, federal conspiracy drug charges.
Motherfucker. He was like a special teams guy. It wasn't Sam Hurd, was it?
There you go. Sam Hurd.
Fuck yeah.
Are we giving him the point? I think we got to give him the point.
Yeah.
He gets a point there. All right, last
Fucking
one.
Insignificant of a player Sam Hurd was for the Cowboys.
Well, he made the try.
Last one. We got 2014. Signed him to a contract shortly after he had been released by the Carolina Panthers. Defensive lineman. Why was he released from the Panthers?
Beating up
Arrested for domestic violence.
Holding a woman at gunpoint on the bed, threatening to kill her. Greg Hardy.
There you go. Greg Hardy, you got it.
You got 2.
I got 2.
There you go.
Well done.
He wins.
Fuck you, Eagles. And everybody else I don't like.
That's
That
everybody.
was fun. All right. Good show, guys. See you next week.
Yeah, right on.
Jay,
Yo.
Mr. I don't listen to the show.
Yeah. I listened
When
to
I'm
a bit of
gone.
it the other night.
No, you didn't. You
Yes, I
fucking
did.
lie.
No. You guys were talking about Admar was saying that his best friends are all on the internet.
I mean, that's not a stretch to just guess that's what we were talking about.
That's about as far as I got. I've been busy, man.
How was your trip? How was Vegas?
Vegas was all right. Vegas was okay.
Hit the Fremont Street I saw.
Yeah, Fremont was cool, man. I mean, to me, that's the
Better
one
than the
spot.
Strip.
Yeah, Strip is horrible, man. Fremont's like, dude, you buy one of those drinks the size of your head, it's $20, very well priced. The dude does like a little show for you, fills it up
Mhm.
3/4 full of whiskey, and then you literally just walk up and down, and you go to those little black circles where those freaks are all doing weird shit. Yeah, I bought one of those tweaker flowers from one of those weird dudes like husking corn into roses and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Did you see my muscleman there?
Who's? Oh no, there was a lot of those guys. Man. Holy shit.
Take any pictures?
No, I honestly I didn't. But there was tits
No.
everywhere, man. Like chicks just with like big fucking
Tassels.
tits and just like a little piece of tape. Not on the Strip, I'm saying in the circle. And they just do this. They stand there and do this for like the 30 minutes of the rented time in that circle.
And they want you to come and take a picture with them.
I don't even know, man. They just had like a tip jar in front of them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The circles or the painted
Yeah.
circles on the
Yeah,
ground?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was like these break dancers. They were fucking awesome. And there was these dudes who would like bend their bodies in these weird fucking ways. It was freaky shit, man.
Now, imagine you land in daytime, you go to breakfast, you have a nap, then you start drinking, pre-gaming, like drinking. You made your own drinks, right?
Mhm.
You had like 3 or 4 of them. Then you meet up with your friends. Y'all go to dinner where you have a couple drinks. You're walking down the fucking Strip, and some guy's like, "Hey, come into this club. If you come in, you get a free shot." You go in, you take shots. Then you end up on Fremont Street, and you have not one but 2 of those fucking drinks that you had.
Yeah.
Can you see how I ended up throwing up in the In-N-Out parking lot now?
Yeah, for sure. and I think I know which In-N-Out you threw up in. No, those drinks were like, dude, I don't know what it was. It was like the shape of the glass, but like I felt like I drank for half an hour and it went down like this much.
Yeah.
And
It
like
was-
so cold in your hand. Did you like just iced in the hand? I kept switching hands. And
this fucking guy at the bottom of the screen bought me 2 of them at one time.
Oh,
And I had to walk around with both of them and freeze them. I was like, "This is for you." He goes, "No, I bought those for you." So we went to come back.
oh god. Oh, there was no lineups, man. I found it pretty affordable in Fremont compared to the Strip. And yeah, so what had happened is it was the last day at the show, and the first 2 nights, I got into it with like the president, and he wanted to talk to me before we left. So he's like, "We're going out to dinner. You're like not with you, with somebody else. Meet me in the lobby at like 11:30." And I was like, "Fuck," because me and Andrew had planned to go to Fremont that night. So we went to Fremont, and I was trying to be good. We went out for like a steak dinner. You know, you have 3 or 4 whiskeys there, and then you get to Fremont, and you down one of those big boys. And then we ran into people that we saw in the show that like came to our booth, and they were super serious, and they were getting like fucked up. And like these are hillbillies, eh? These guys are from Utah, just fucking millionaire hillbillies trying to buy you drinks, dancing and partying in the streets. And then I had to go have a serious conversation with my boss after go put one of those big fuckers down.
So the truth came out, is what you're saying.
No, I was well behaved because I was. The truth came out the first 2 nights, man. We were screaming and smacking tables and telling each other to go fuck each other. And
Double down. Jay didn't show up after the drinks.
yeah. Oh, I doubled down on day 1, man. And like he's not from here, and it was my first time like really interacting with him. And people that know him really well were like, "Dude, you're fucking nuts, man. Like you didn't hold back." I was like, "Yo, I wasn't even being rude, man. I was just calling him on his bullshit." So it was really busy, and then I realized I woke up. I'm like realizing it's the end of March, man. Like I feel like Christmas just happened. The last 3 months have just blown by. It's like the busiest I think I've ever been. Life is short, man. But
Too short.
out of all of it, right at the end of the trip, I was sitting talking to a guy that I had met there. He works for the parent company, and he takes care of South America. And we're chatting for like an hour, and right at the end, he goes, "Well, I gotta go. It was really nice to meet you." He goes, "Just don't forget." He's like, "It's just business. It doesn't mean anything." And it kind of stuck with me. Like he's like, "It's business. It's not real life." You know, because we were talking about the cultural differences between, you know, the companies and all that, and the transition. And he said it in a way more eloquent way. The guy's a Frenchman, so he said it in a really decent way. But to sum it up, he goes, "It's just work. It's not real life." And I've kept that since I've been back from Vegas, and it's helpful. It's not real. It's this fake
Good
world.
advice.
It's fake world. So yeah.
I mean, we kind of been trying to tell you that for like 3 years.
Yeah, I'm somebody who's like work is life, you know, and now I'm like, is it?
Yeah. I actually have a new boss at my job, and he just learned last week that when I leave work, my work phone does not work anymore. After several days of him trying to get in contact with me after hours, I was just like, "Yeah, I don't work when I'm not at work anymore. Like that's not what I do." He's like, "Oh, I thought you was just ignoring me." I was like, "No." I always answer the next day, "Jay, what's your favorite line?"
Just saw
Just saw this.
I-
What's up? 6:30 in the morning. He texts me at like 5:45 the day before. 13 hours later. Just saw this.
What's
I mean,
up?
like I feel like they give you work phones to control you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so they have instant access.
yeah, and I remember one manager told me they were trying to call me to get me to come in early one day to run a route that wasn't mine. It's like, "I've been calling you since 4 a.m. Yeah, my work phone's off." One guy goes, "Y'all love turning those work phones off, don't you?" I said, "Was I at fucking work?"
Yeah.
Huffed and puffed and turned around and walked away. Like, I don't know. These companies expect you to eat, breathe, live, and die their company, but they don't give a fuck about you. Like, it's clear. It's so easy to see. You know, you can have the best job and the best relationship with your boss. Y'all can all get along. They can fucking do things for you, do favors and all that. But when you don't work there anymore, that's it. Your number gets forgotten.
Mhm.
Your name gets forgotten. They don't give a shit about your kids. "Oh, how's little Johnny doing?" As soon as you quit, fuck little Johnny.
Yeah.
Bastard. I didn't like him anyway. Always running around jumping on the furniture and shit when it comes to the family get-togethers. They don't care.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And it's funny we're talking about jobs. I had a job interview last week.
What?
Yeah. So my friend Mindy, she works in this little town over by us. Andre's girlfriend, Mindy. She paints cars, and she's like, "You need to come work with me." I was like, "Well, maybe." She's like, "No, come meet my boss. He wants to meet you and just come talk." So, and we've talked about before kind of how the climate in the work world's changed where they need workers and all that. Like, we're in control. And it was like I was interviewing this guy. I was asking him all the questions and shit.
Mm.
And by the end of it, he's like, "Well, whether you want a job now, next week, next month, I'm going to have a position for you. You let me know when you want to start."
Doing what though? Painting cars?
So I would be her assistant, where I tape off the cars, paper them, mask them, all that, so the paint overspray don't get on shit.
Mhm.
So I would prep the cars and she would paint them, but we'd be a team. Basically, it would be a 65-35 split on what they make. So if she has to paint the car for, if it says it's 8 hours, I would get 35% of those 8 hours. She would get the rest. That's how you make money. You don't, you don't get paid for the time you're there. You get paid by the job.
Okay. And it's decent, decent coin?
Huh?
Decent coin?
It would be basically exactly what I make right now with room to grow. They would teach me to paint to where I would get the 65 cut.
Mm-hmm.
How popular is getting your entire car painted though?
Yeah, who the fuck does that?
No, it's not. No, it's like a wreck cars. Like there's a group there at the place that fixes a dented bumper or fender.
Oh.
And then they would, somebody else sands it down and does all that shit. And then I would tape it and then she would paint it.
Wow. Gotcha.
But it's so different than what I do. Like I work from home. Anybody I interact with on the phone, I have to be professional. I go there for an interview and the guy's like, well, go out there and hang out with Mindy and the guys for a little bit. They're all standing out there drinking beers. They work, fucking cussing and telling jokes and
yeah. But do you need to
be
be in that kind of environment while you're at work?
It was Friday. They were having beers, But it's so much different than what I'm used to working in.
That's a book. We got a book.
Yeah, there's a paragraph in there, and I'm not going to read it because the first sentence says, I hate to disagree with you, Chris. So I'm not even going to fucking go there.
I like it.
Also, if you're in the chat, like you can see what she wrote. That's an outlier. Like, that's not what most companies. I've worked for a lot of companies. They don't do shit like what you're saying that they did.
Mm-hmm.
You work for a different type of company. That's an outlier. That's an exception to the rule.
Yeah, and what's frustrating is that I worked for that. Like at the same company I'm at, the other owner was like that. Like we still every 10 years we would invite everybody who's ever worked at the company out for dinner.
I've never heard of a place doing that.
Yeah. So they do the like 30th anniversary, 40th, and 50th. We did the 50th. We invited our suppliers, anybody who's done business with us for 10 years. We invited welders that used to work for us. Like we reach out if they want to come, they come. And their names are mentioned and read. It was a really good work environment. So, yeah. It does exist, but I think it's very rare.
That's going to be a sound clip.
What?
When they come, they come.
They come.
But I'm going to edit it to make you talking about guys.
I was scrolling through our TikTok the other day and got to the 5 minutes later.
That's great.
And it's like every 3 months I remember it and I go back and look at it and I watch it like 5 times and laugh every fucking time.
Yeah.
The best part is at the very end when he realizes that what he was saying was gay.
Super gay.
If there's anybody listening that's not following it on TikTok, follow us. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers so we can go live and stream the show there.
And get booted off of there for having an opinion.
Yeah. I feel like TikTok's not going to be friendly to the way you guys talk.
No, they're not going to be friendly, and I can't fucking wait.
I'm a fucking angel.
What do we talk about?
Shit wrong.
I don't think you're allowed to say gay on TikTok.
Who says that?
On the show?
I don't say that nearly as much as y'all do.
God, you're gay. Oh, super gay.
That's not us saying that, though. That's people playing drops. Thanks, Scotty.
Gay! I think you need your balls reattached.
Yeah. It's very homoerotic, this show.
Also, I have a gay friend that calls me gay when he found out that I shaved my armpits.
Well, that is gay.
That's what he said.
Does he?
He was the only. It was like 5 guys. It was 4 men there. 3 of them were not gay, and we all shaved our armpits, and he was the only male that didn't.
Jonah? Is his name Jonah?
Yeah, Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
Jonah for gay.
Jonah for
like
gay.
Instead of short.
I get it. Yeah. All right, fuck it. Let's take our first break. We'll come back after this shit. That was good.
What's up with it, Vanilla Face?
If my songs go pop, 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 what makes you think I'm not okay with that? I took my backpack off, ready to change the game and run the track. Y'all thinking I'ma fall off? I'm Thomas the Engine. 2 seconds, you get your rocks off. That's why they said you're all soft. So I paint over the scene like I'm Bob Ross. I got weed songs, if you smoke good. I got peace songs, hope you ain't so hood that you can't kick it. Get it, have a party. Oh shit, homie, don't hurt nobody. Let your knees drop while the beat rock. Need my scheme seem something like P-Rock. You gotta hit the G-spot. Life's too short like an Ewok. Live it, let your nerves shake while the earthquake. Do the bird like it's purple rain. Now say something stupid about girls and drinks and slur your words and sip on Chardonnay. Now roll some up. What you waiting for? Roll some up. Eyes low if you roll like us. So when I say so, everybody jump, jump. But we don't chase cream, so we feed it to the children. Paint new faces on the canvas as I write classic poems like Sanskrit. Epic, 3 letters, don't forget it. Pronounce soul, but I got soul in excess. The next best to the best, but the best ain't rain yet. So I guess we all kings, yes. A rising tide will raise all boats. But if you throw stones, nobody floats. Negativity breeds nothing but ills. That's why I paint the perfect picture with the team that I build. Say cheese. And pose like a G and some gold dookie ropes like Run DMC. Too many homies on my team made a whole fucking album with my family. Yeah. If you love life, don't ever let it waste, y'all. That's why you gotta make love, make peace, make noise, make art. Let me get a soul clap. Can I get a soul clap? Let me get a soul clap. Can I get a soul clap? Soul clap for me.
My fucking IPTV didn't work. And guess who's wrestling on AEW?
Tony Storm.
Sting.
Oh.
Man, that would have been a good guess, too.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them.
You know Sting.
Dude, AEW's so fucking bad, man.
Is it the same Sting, like the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Turned
I didn't know if,
64 the other day, and he's still fucking
Fly
wrestling.
Eagles, fly ya bish.
I thought the gay segment was before the break.
Thanks, Jonah. All right.
Bitch. That's lame. I took my son to GameStop the other day, right? Go get him some video games. You know what I realized? Kids have different interests than we did. Like, y'all have siblings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Admire.
Did.
You remember when you were young and it was time to like go somewhere with your parents? What would y'all fight over when it was time to get in the car?
Who sits
Who
in
got
the
to ride
front?
shotgun?
Exactly. What'd you say, Jay?
Who sits in the front?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
My kids don't give a fuck about that. When it's just one of them, they sit in the back seat and make me their fucking chauffeur. I'm like, you can ride up front. They're like, nah, I'm good. And they just sit in the back. My son sat in the back of my truck, just chilling, playing on his fucking phone with his headphones on. Like, you can ride up front. Like, you're 15 years old now.
But I know why. Because when we were young doing that, you wanted the front, so you had something to look at and do. You didn't have a cell phone to occupy your time.
I guess.
Yeah, but like you sat in the front because you were like the man.
You were the G. Yeah.
Yeah.
You called it first. You were and it was always like, I'm older. That was
Yeah.
the tiebreaker. Who's the oldest? Like, fuck. You got me by 3 months.
And it's like, shut up back there. Like, you don't matter. You're like, you want to get something to eat? It's like, yeah, let's go here. They're like, no, let's go here. You're like, bitch, you're in the back. Like, I'll
I got
hand
to
you your
fucking
drink.
Open my grandmother's beer while she's driving. Like, I was the man.
I mean, you ride
You know?
shotgun.
You're in
There's
the back seat like little kids.
there's a lot of responsibility, but like, you know.
Right.
The big danger of riding up front, though, is, man, if they had the windows down, you'd catch an ash from their cigarette that would hit you right in the eye.
Right. Or if they had the parallel park, you had to hold the cigarette for them.
Really?
Like, it was a big responsibility back then. Now they don't give a shit. Like, kids just don't like the same shit that we liked.
That's
And parents are
crazy.
pussies. They don't even smoke in their cars anymore.
Yeah, with the windows down. Like, come on. There was ashtrays like in the armrest, dude.
built into the car.
Yeah, built
Little
into the
piece of
car.
metal you would take out and fucking dump it out the window. And put it
Yeah.
back. So gross. Thinking about it now, it's so trash.
Yo, you used to be able to smoke in planes. You used to be able to smoke at school.
Could you imagine being on an airplane and everybody smoking a cigarette?
Dude, there was, when I went to high school, there was a room in the cafeteria where students could smoke.
Wow.
I
There's
remember when I
certain,
first turned.
certain Waffle Houses in our country that let you smoke inside of them.
The casinos, that blew my mind, man. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I walked into our casino, I was like, like I opened the front doors to the lobby. I'm like, you could smoke in here, and I could smell it. And by the end of it, I couldn't smell it anymore. No, I couldn't smell cigarettes.
That's the one
When
thing
I
I
turned-
hate about it is when you sit next to somebody that smokes
Mm,
and you don't smoke, and it's like, fuck.
yeah. I felt so rude doing it. Like, even vaping, I'm like, I can't do this. I go outside every time.
Dude, you could smoke in the mall when I turned 16.
Jesus.
And imagine going and buying new clothes and they smell like fucking cigarettes.
Dude, I
We didn't
remember
know it.
smoking in restaurants, man. That's crazy.
We didn't fucking know any better. Now I get so offended when people are like when I was working at the bar this weekend. I was at the outside bar and there was a guy smoking a vape, but he was like blowing the smoke directly in like the little 18, 19-year-old bartender's face, and it was pissing me off.
What an asshole.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Douche.
it was like, don't worry about it. She's not getting mad. Just let it go. And I'm like, I don't know why would that pissing. A lot of Old Man Rucker came out this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
People-
Yeah, I saw those pictures. I work with a
was-
bunch of you little bitches.
I came across a TikTok today that starred you.
Yeah. The coworkers I had weren't bad at all. Like I got along with them a lot. Now that I've worked there 5 or 6 times, like I'm starting to see the same kind of
In
people.
VA, you could smoke in movie theaters.
Ugh.
You could have just put that in the chat.
I like it.
Ew, smoking in movie theaters. That's
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't-
that would be
I
great.
ask for my money back every time. I'd be like, I can't see through the fucking smoke, man.
So one of the things that pissed me off about working, it was they have like a little atrium area and they make a tent over the top of it because it's kind of fucking cold. It might rain or whatever. So it's technically outdoors, but it's inside because you're inside the tent. It's got fucking doors on it, right? These people bought these fucking huge Italian hound dogs. They look like horses. And they didn't have one of them. They had like 5 of them. And the band was playing, and when the microphone would, like, what do you call it when it makes that loud fucking screeching noise?
Feedback.
Yeah, when they'd get feedback in the microphone, the dogs would go crazy and start like bumping into each other and shit. And then these big motherfuckers are just like laying down in the middle of the floor. I don't know if you've ever been to an Irish bar on St. Patrick's Day. It's pretty fucking crowded.
Mhm.
We ain't got no room for your punk ass cocksucking dog. Like, you're just doing it for attention. Get the fucking dog out of here.
Yeah.
Come back and drink like a normal person. And then one woman had a Saint Bernard right in front of the doors. He was laying
Ugh.
fucking parallel with the doors that opened.
I'd rather
so
a
when people
cigarette.
walk around the fucking dog. Yeah, it was like just annoying. And then drunk.
Yeah, them Saint Bernards slobber everywhere and shit.
I've come to the conclusion I don't fucking like dogs, man. I don't like people with
I don't-
dogs.
Yeah, I think it's more people with dogs that I don't like because it's not the dog's fault you brought it to the bar. He's just fucking dogging, you know? It ain't his fault. Like, he's fucking tired, wants to lay down, have a little drink here and there. It's too loud. All these white kids running around, want to bite one of them, but I'm on my good behavior, you know? Dog's fine. It's not his fault. You know whose fault it is? Pete, the fucking cocksucker that brought him in there with his shirt on that's too small and his gut hanging over his fucking belt.
Like,
That fucking guy. It's his problem.
if you have a dog and I know you, right? But I don't know you have a dog, I'm all right with it. The second, like, I've never met your dog, but I know you have a dog, I don't like it. Like, I don't
What
need
about
to.
me?
I didn't know you had a dog for a long
Oh,
time.
never mind.
And your dog doesn't count. It's like a fucking little squirrel. I'm saying like people that are like they like Jeff and Steph love their dogs, but they still don't. They're still not that type of dog owner. Like, oh, can I bring my dog over? It's like,
Right.
what?
It's annoying.
Please no.
Well,
I have a
you have-
house.
yeah.
I have a dogless house. You know?
Right. You have a dog. I don't have a dog.
Yeah. It
That's how I
sounds like
felt at the bar.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to bring your dog to the bar?
It's such a huge thing anymore. Like, there's bars in Kansas City now that are dog bars. Like, they have a dog park attached to it.
Okay.
I don't
Guess the
hate that.
bar I don't have to go to. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't have to go to that bar. But when I go to a regular fucking Irish pub on St. Patrick's Day, I shouldn't have to deal with these fucking dogs.
Should be illegal.
Hey, at least they were Irish hounds.
No, fuck that. They were gay. Princess Neil, she says she's brought her puppy to my house. Her puppy's like one of those dogs that doesn't shed, hypoallergenic, and it's a puppy. Puppy's not a dog. It's like when you bring your big, dumb, fucking retard dog, I don't want it there. It's going to shit in my backyard, right? I got kids, and it's going to pee on my beautiful grass. I don't want stains. It's like, take your shit elsewhere.
And let's be honest, that was a Catherine call. It wasn't a Jay call that you were allowed to bring your dog over.
I would have been. I'm okay with their puppy. It's
No.
yes, I was. I was okay with it.
Once it got there, but it wasn't your call.
I think they asked, and I said, "Yeah, no, 100%, you can bring it."
Oh.
It's a puppy. It doesn't even count. And it was like this big.
You're a hypocrite. You just said you hate it.
I don't
Yeah,
like dogs. Like I don't like larger dogs that like that could jump up on you, like their tail hits your leg and shit, and you're like, dude, fuck off. Like I don't want this. What is this?
Fuck off, dog.
I just don't like people overstepping their bounds. Like, you own a dog. Cool. That's at your house. I'm at a restaurant,
Mhm.
you know? I'm sitting here trying to have fish and chips. I don't need dog hair flirting by me. I don't need this motherfucker sitting at my table, like, huffing and puffing with his tongue out, like, hoping I drop something.
Yes, I was going to say, wait for you to drop food.
I will say this: 4 days in the U.S., people bring their dogs fucking everywhere, man. There was dogs in the casino, dogs in the airport, dogs in restaurants, and like there's signs everywhere. It's like no animals unless you're fucking stupid, like, and you need it for a companion or whatever the hell. What do they call
brought
it?
her dog in here. She had a baby stroller with a little fucking pug in it.
Let's shoot it.
Baby stroller.
Shoot it.
Shoot it.
I thought she had a kid, right? And that's an ugly fucking kid is the first thing I thought. And I realized it was a dog. Like, why is a dog in a stroller? He's too fucking pampered to walk. These
His
rich
feet get tired. I don't want his feet to get burned.
These rich people are crazy. Also, I don't really like rich people.
What's your beef with them?
They're just fucking cocksuckers. So the place is busy as hell, right? My job, one of my jobs, was to make sure that these people can keep drinking. So when they run out of beer, I have to replace the kegs. How do you replace the kegs? I can't just carry it from the fucking trailer outside all the way through the bar. You gotta use a hand truck. Guess what? The hand truck is not a keg hand truck. It's a regular hand truck. So then what I have to do, I have to take the keg, pick it up, lay it down in the little crevice of the hand truck. So it's kind of sideways. So I'm going through all these people, and this motherfucker leans over in my ear when I'm telling everybody to move and says, "You know what would be smart if you stood it up? You wouldn't take up so much room." So when I said, if you would just get the fuck out of the way, you wouldn't have to worry about how it would be laying down.
You should have just said, here, you fucking take it back there.
Hey, you want a drink, bitch?
Yeah, there was a lot of I was trying to be polite, like trying to get people to move out of the way, and they don't. But after a while, it's like, yo, move the fuck out of the way.
Everyone's wasted around you too. It's like the worst.
And by the time the second day was like almost over, like I'd had enough. My patience was gone.
See, that's weird, man. If I'm at an Irish party on Irish Day and there's a dude slanging fucking kegs, I'm like, everybody move! Get this guy in here.
Important man.
Yeah.
There was a couple people like that.
Yeah.
But and then you got the
I'd be
drunk,
cheering for you
like,
and shit.
the drunk annoying people. There's a guy there dressed like a fucking leprechaun. He's like 4'8", maybe like 500 pounds.
He's a
I'm
midge.
exaggerating, but let's just say he was fat. At one point, I'm a 40-year-old man. Okay. At one point, he like tries to get my attention and wants me to open my mouth so he can throw pretzels at me and see if I can catch them. I'm a grown fucking man. Are you stupid? And I'm trying to be polite, just being like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And he's just so persistent. And he threw one. I picked the trash can up and put it in the trash can.
You should have picked him up and put him in the trash can.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. You know, this was a patron that was there. And he comes over and explains to me, like, yeah, this is what we do, man. We drank from 9 a.m. till close last night. We're back here at 9 a.m. And it's like, cool. You have a midget leprechaun connected to your dick right now. Back away from me. Like, he literally had a little leprechaun outfit with another leprechaun on the front of him with legs and shit. And he was just annoying. Like, everybody just annoyed me. I tried to have fun. But by about 8 o'clock on Saturday night, like, I had enough.
End of the night with the nosebleed. Ooh, what? Why? How many people made the joke? Oh, you can just bring that over there.
Oh yeah, yeah. That happened a lot.
Yeah.
That happened a lot. It's like, and of course I'm a smart ass.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like the 17th time I've heard that today, and I still didn't do it. It's like, what else happened?
Why didn't you just start drinking?
I did.
Oh, okay.
What time did you start drinking?
That's probably why my patience wore. The first night I wasn't, that bad because I was driving. Second night I didn't drive, so I was just like, kept going to Tabitha's bar, like, hey, I need some more Irish whiskey in this cup.
Yeah.
She's like, I just put some in there. I was like, put some more.
Yeah.
And this fucking asshole, I was drinking it and I'd come back. She filled it up with whiskey completely just to see if I'd come drink it, thinking that it was regular, and I did. Took a big fucking swig of it and was not ready.
Uh-oh. That's all I drank in Vegas too, man. And the good thing about the States is that like your regulars are our doubles. Like everybody free pours.
Oh yeah.
They're just like cluck, 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 cluck,
Not
cluck,
everybody,
cluck.
but certain places. Definitely Vegas. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that dude that we stopped and got them drinks on Fremont, fucking, he loaded them up.
Mm-hmm.
They're famous, that little bar right there. They're on TikTok. We were talking to him about that, and he's like, yeah, somebody told me that, and I haven't even seen the video yet, but I say whenever I go to Vegas, like I go a lot of times, but both times I've went, I made sure to go to that bar when I get to Fremont Street. Because like you said, Jay, it's $20, and it's like damn near half a bottle of Jack they put in.
Yeah, there's a good that's like a good like 6-7 drinks in there, and I'm like, all right,
because they have the 1.75 liters.
yeah, and they're
right?
like,
yeah, they just fucking pour it.
The guy just made like death stare eye contact with me, and I'm like, are you gonna stop? He's like, no. He's like, do you want any ginger ale? I'm like, can you fit any? Holy shit.
I remember the guy got offended when I asked for a double. He's like, ask for a double.
Hands you the bottle.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you want a single? Because if you want a single, I can make that, but don't ask for a double. I was like, my bad.
The double don't fit.
Yeah, it's crazy because we were at the airport. Actually, where were we? I think we were in the airport in North Carolina, and they let you walk the airport with booze there too. Like we got a drink waiting for our plane, and they're like, you can leave the restaurant with it. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Once you're past security, you couldn't drink anywhere.
Yeah.
No, not Vegas.
Yeah, you can.
No.
I'm talking North Carolina.
Any airport.
Oh, any airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't do that.
Once you get through security, whatever you buy, once you pass security, like you can take wherever you go, including the plane.
That's crazy. I can't get over how many times I was somewhere and we had to go somewhere else, and I just kind of politely Canadianly go, excuse me, and they go, yeah, and I go, can I get this? They're like, you need this to go? I'm like, oh yeah, I do. And they come over, they're like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They re-ice you. She's like, you want me to top you off? I was like, okay. And they charge you like $3 or $4 to top you off. Yeah. Sure. You guys are polite. But
what happens in Vegas?
The service I gotta say it was like first class the whole way. I wasn't expecting that. I got everywhere I went, I got really good service. The hotel we stayed at Resorts World, and the like main bar was like just a classic Vegas lobby where like all the girls wore those like silver dresses with the tassels on it when they like move, and they were so nice. So
that's where Admire would meet us at on Sunday for football, because we were sitting at the sports book in Resorts World.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's right beside where we were. Sports booking. It's like the Doghouse or something. Then they have a sports booking section. But fucking by the end of the night, they knew that we were like the Komatsu group, and they knew that like there was some high expenses. So they were being really polite. And anytime you would like put your cell phone down or put your wallet down or whatever, the waitress would come back to you, grab your cell phone, and put it right back beside you. And she's like, that girl, and that girl, they're all going to steal your shit. And I was like,
wow.
Yeah, they were super nice, man. They were pointing out because she's like, yeah, we don't have a hooker problem. We have thieves that pose as hookers, and then they just steal your shit. I was like, oh, good to know. Good to know. She's like,
I'm
yeah.
glad I didn't get one of those.
She's like, oh, they'll drug your drinks too, so keep your drinks close. And I was like, a girl's gonna drug a guy's drink? She's like, yeah, and they're gonna
That's
rob
what
you.
I'm in for.
Yeah. I was like, you should meet my friend
I would
Admire.
pay for that shit.
Admire's gonna go to the bar. He's gonna start putting drinks everywhere. Come back half an hour
I'm just
later.
gonna have multiple drinks.
He just wrote
everywhere.
down Resorts World.
He's like fishing.
I'm just gonna sit drinks around and then at the end of the day pick them all up, take them home.
Yeah. It was good, man. It was a fun experience. It definitely changed my view on Vegas. I will say that.
Did you Did you find that a lot of people were smoking weed in public out there in
Yeah,
Vegas?
everywhere. Yeah, I mean it's legal, so.
It's legal, but you're not supposed to do it in public.
Oh, well, they all
Right.
were. Yeah.
But they do. Like I was mind blown by that when I went.
I was gonna say it's still a mind fuck, whether it's legal or not. It's like, fuck, like I think I might be high.
I'm so used to it. I mean, Montreal was always like that, even before it was legal. Actually, one of the cool stories I do have is that the first day we were there, we had all day to kill before we had to meet up with staff. And we didn't really know what to do. And it's like maybe 10 o'clock, and I take an Uber. I call an Uber, and I'm like, I'm going to rent a car. Fuck this, I'm going to rent a car, and I want to drive out. I want to go see some Red Rocks and like fucking take a look around here. And so I get an Uber to Sixt, or whatever the hell it's called, SIXT there, the rental cars. And the Uber guy's like, oh, what are you going to do? You going to rent a car? I was like, yeah, I'm going to rent a car. I think we're going to go check out Hoover Dam, right? And he's like, yeah, it's really nice up there. He's like, well, what are you paying for the car? And I was like, oh, it's like $80. He's like, well, you're going to go blow an hour waiting for it. Plus it's 20 minutes there. He's like, dude, I'll drive you there. And I'm like, no, like, this is already $25. Like, I don't want to spend like $200 on the day. He's like, well, I just retired, and I'm starting like a tourist thing, like a tour guide type deal. He's like, I'll do it for $80. And I'm like, fuck, that's a pretty good deal, right? But I'm like,
I'm annoyed already. I don't want any
It
part
still
of it.
seems sketchy.
okay, so here's the
I
thing,
don't-
right? So
And not that it's sketchy. I just like I don't want any part of it. Like I don't want you tour guiding me. Like, oh yeah, in 1957.
So
this is like shut the fuck up. I don't
I'm
want-
thinking the exact same shit, right? I'm like, no, it's okay, we're good. Actually, at first I think he said 110, and then he's like, listen, man, I'll do it for $80, and I'll bring you to Boulder City. And I'm like, oh, what's Boulder City? He's like, you guys like breweries, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah. So he's like, all right, let me shut off. I'm like, hey, fine, let's do it. And he's like, okay, I'll shut off the Uber, and then right away I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a Netflix special in like 4 years, man. Because I haven't seen the guy's face yet. All I see is like his like one eye in the rear view, right? And he turns
All of a sudden
around.
the doors lock.
He turns around to shake our hands, and half of his face is fucking burnt, like purple and burnt, right?
It was a Two-Face from
Dude,
Batman?
this motherfucker was Two-Face, okay? And he shakes my hand, and he shakes Andrew's hand, and Andrew's like totally normal, man. And I'm just like phone right out. I'm like Googling where we're going. I was sketched out for like a good 20, 30 minutes on the drive. And then he brings us to like Lake Mead on the way. This is like a famous thing where the water's going down. And he's like, there's these caverns that you can go to. He's like, nobody goes there. It's super private. I could bring it down. I'm like, no, we're good, dude. Like, we don't need to be killed, right?
The hills have eyes.
Yeah. And I detected that he had like some sort of an accent. And I'm like, oh, where are you from? And he's like, oh, I'm from the UK. And then he gave us his business card. And I'm looking through his website, and his website looked like it was like made like fake made. Right? Like the reviews were very generic and shit. And he's like, oh yeah, my aunt, she made it for me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this guy's either the sweetest guy in the world or we're dead. Long story short, we get to the Hoover Dam. We walk up. And Andrew's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like, this guy's awesome. I'm like, dude, he might kill us. And he's like, you think? I'm like, yeah. And then we had a plan where, like, if he tried anything, there was like this no hesitation agreement between the two of us. We just start fucking punching and stabbing, like fucking, like, don't stop, you know. Anyways, this guy was fucking so nice, dude. Like, we totally misjudged him. He took us to Boulder City after, and he took us to this like pub where they make these like traditional British meat pie things. I bought him lunch. He took us to 2 breweries. We ended up spending like 4 or 5 hours with the guy. Drove us everywhere. $80, man. Didn't try and hassle us for anything more. We didn't pay him till the end of the day. I gave him $100. He's like, "Oh, you overpaid me." I'm like, "No, keep it." He's like, "No, really, honestly." He's like, "Just word of mouth." I'm like, "No, keep it." And then he drove us right back to work. Like he drove us.
Sex, though.
Dude, this guy was like, honestly, he was so cool. And I'm like, oh, I was drunk and I was like, I'm going to talk about you on the podcast, man. I got friends that go to Vegas. I'm going to give you this guy's card. But really, though, honestly, it's legit. And he did it for fucking super cheap, man. And I mean, honestly, if I go back, I would call him up because it was pretty dope.
You're going to see him on a Netflix special in 4 years.
Yeah, maybe. But like we were like bar hopping with the guy. And like I offered to buy him a drink. He's like, no, I'm driving. This is for you guys. And we met a bunch of people in Boulder City as well. That's a cool place. If you go back to Vegas, you got to go check it out. It's like a little town about 30 minutes out.
So did he not have a life? Like anything to do? He just fucking drove y'all around for $400 for 4 hours.
That's what I asked him. I said, "Are you sure, man?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You know what?" He's like, "I'm retired, and I'd rather just like have the experience. You guys seem like cool guys." And he's like, "If it's okay with you, like I'll come to dinner, to lunch, and we'll go grab some beers." And I'm like, "Fuck, it's fine with me." Like the guy was
That
like,
sounds sketchy as fuck.
I thought it was sketchy,
Like,
dude.
Okay, but think about it this way: he was gonna do it for $80. He could have Ubered people all day and made like twice that.
Yeah. He looked at it as an opportunity because we were talking, and we were like, "Oh, we're here with a big group, and we have other people coming in." So I think he saw it as an opportunity for me to like use him to like do team building exercises with my other guys because they all wanted to do tours and shit like that. But no, he ended up being a really good guy, man. And I felt like an asshole for judging him. And even told him, I was like, "Dude, I was a little bit worried you're going to kill us." He started laughing. But we told another guy at the bar what had happened. And the guy's like, "Dude, this guy could have killed you." I was like, "All right, so it's not just me who thought it." But
why? What was his name?
John.
Do you remember? John.
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, good fake name there, John."
What's your last name? Doe?
Yeah. Smith.
That's weird. So if you watch a reason to subscribe to 80 Proof, by the way, is if you're watching live, they'll just go to break. My subscription expires today, and I didn't know I could redo it just now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's commercials playing while we're talking. So
yeah,
people that aren't subscribed just fucking missed all of that.
Oh, well, yeah, that's another reason to sub. And it's free if you have Amazon Prime. So there's really no reason.
That's a cool story, though. Like, good for you. I'm glad you're still alive. It would have been weird.
Yeah, it was good. Actually, when we were on the plane, when we were on the plane, we were sitting beside a guy also from the UK, and I thought he was bullshitting because he was talking about how he works in Vegas and he was going to go check out the Adele show because he like does a bunch of sound shit for him and he wanted to make sure it was up to.
Go see Adele?
No, check it out. He's like, I thought he was kind of just like being a hotshot. I was like, "Well, fucking hook me up with some tickets," and the guy's like, "Yeah, okay, what day are you there?" And I was like, Are you for serious? He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I could do Adele. I think the Jonas Brothers are there." He's like, "I do the Rammstein show in Europe. I could get you tickets to that." And there was somebody else. I forget who it was.
Well, Usher.
I don't know.
Damn.
Maybe Usher was there. And I was like, "Okay, well, fuck, we're going to be there." I was like, "Can you do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday?" He's like, "Oh, fuck, I only have Friday tickets because it's weekend residency." And I thought he was full of shit. And I was like, "You know what? I'll still take it." And he's getting it ready, man. And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Fuck, man, I'm not going to use these tickets. I don't want to waste this guy's time." I was like, "Dude, just forget it." He's like, no, I'll get them for you. You can give them away. I was like,
Did you get his number in case you ever go to Europe?
I did get his number. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Look at
You see
you.
Rammstein?
Politicking, not politicking. What's the word I'm looking for?
Networking,
Networking
baby.
as Jay.
Yeah. Ah, you get a couple of little drinkies in me. Oh, on the plane ride there, we sat on the tarmac for 3 hours in South Carolina. North Carolina was horrible.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember your travel day was awful.
so, it was 26 hours, man, to get to Vegas, start to finish. Yeah.
It's a 5-hour flight.
Yeah, 4.5 hours. That's fucking shit. Anyways, so I'm on the first American Airlines. Horrible airline. Free
Don't have
drink.
no problem with Spirit. Just saying.
Free drink.
Spirit, get you there, get you back.
Free drink from Montreal to South Carolina, so 2.5 hour flight. Then a tarmac for 3 hours, and then a 4.5-hour flight, no free drinks, same airline. So I'm like, what the fuck, right? So I order two drinks, and then I'm finally falling asleep. There's probably like an hour and a half left in the flight. I'm falling asleep, and somebody taps me on the shoulder, and I look over, and the girl's got a Coke, a glass with ice, and what looks like 2 or 3 bottles of Jack Daniels. And I look at her, I go, oh, I didn't order anything. And she goes, thank you for not being an asshole. And I go, what the I guess I was the only one drinking on the flight. Yo, she hands me 3 of them, then she hands me a handful of them. Like so many that they're falling. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, shh. So I picked them up and I made friends with 2 people beside me. I gave them a couple. I ended up having like 3 more drinks before we landed, but like it kind of ruined my night because I got off the plane. I'm like a little bit drunk. We get to the hotel, an hour and a half to check in, which was brutal. And then we went to tacos across the street, and then it was like fucking 3 a.m, so we just went to bed.
That's hilarious.
No green door.
No green door.
What you should do, this, it's kind of a headache. It's kind of annoying to do, but call American Airlines, tell them about your delay. Be like, y'all are supposed to give me some kind of reimbursement for this. It could be like $50 off your next flight. It could be a free flight. It could be whatever. But you just have to have your flight number, when you flew, how long the delay was, and they will give you free shit for it.
Really, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
I'll do it.
I did it. I got a delay. Where was I? I got delayed like 4 hours last time I went to Chicago, and they gave me $50 off my ticket the next time I fly. It was only 4 hours. Like, you might get a really good I see he said you're not gonna do it. You should.
I know I should. It's because I didn't pay for it. Now, if they would have
doesn't matter. Was the ticket in your name?
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All that matters.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I'll ever fly American Airlines. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna call tomorrow just so that we could talk about it next week. I'll do it.
Do it. Get a free flight down to here to come meet up with us.
I don't know if I'd fly American Airlines. Dude, it was
if
so
you get free
small.
Shit.
Yeah.
If you get free shit, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess. Dude, you couldn't even open a laptop. Like, that seat in front of you was just too close.
Who has a laptop on an airplane?
I'm a business guy.
People with Androids, I guess, because an iPhone, it does everything I need.
What are you gonna do? You gonna watch a fucking movie on this?
Yeah.
No way,
That's
dude.
exactly what I did.
I need a screen, man. I need to be like, shit.
Well, at least they had that shit on American Airlines. Fucking Frontier don't even have a thing that folds down.
Okay, well, on Air Canada, you have a screen in front of you and like fucking all the room in the world.
We're not in fucking Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. If they would have delayed us, I mean, it's happened on every airline. It happened. It wasn't the delay that pissed me off. It was the service was really, really bad. Anyways, if they
fucking bag of Jack Daniels airplane,
it got a lot better at the end, but it was really bad. Like, they were like, "Oh, we ran out of food." I was like, "Dude, it's like."
I mean, in their defense, they packed the airplane for a 4.5-hour flight.
No, you weren't allowed to eat for the 3 hours. They wouldn't serve. They would not serve. I was like, "Can I buy a drink?" They're like, "No, we're not allowed to serve until we're in the sky." And I was like, I'm paying for it." She's like, "No, you can't. It's all locked."
Yeah, those regulations.
Yeah, I get that. So it's like, but they ran out of food like a quarter of the way through, and people were pissed because we were flying like, I think we took off at 5, and then we didn't get to, like, it was like dinner, prime dinner. Like
what were you trying to eat on an airplane? I've never ate on an airplane.
Well, like on Air Canada, if you fly over 4 hours, you get a meal included.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say all the time, but that's a 4.5, 5-hour flight. And all they give you is like
pretzels,
a little Coke, and some fucking cookies or something like that.
Pretzels and
When I
peanuts.
was younger, I remember we took a long flight before I was scared of flying. And I remember we had dinner on it. And I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever. We're eating in the sky.
That's pretty normal
What do
here.
they serve on airplanes? Like, I have no clue about this.
Like, sometimes it'll be pasta, but like if you fly like a decent flight, you'll get like
steak, fish, chicken.
A pretty decent meal. It's not horrible.
Yeah. I'm sure it's all pre-cooked and they just heat it up.
Yeah, of course.
Ugh, I couldn't imagine being stuck in a tube with fish. Like, I like fish, but I don't want to smell it a whole
They shouldn't
flight.
do that on a flight, but they do it. It's fucking horrible.
And
This just
pasta,
makes
I
me
mean,
think-
pasta's got to be messy.
No, it's like
It just
tortellini.
makes me think that anytime I fly now, I'm just gonna order like Bojangles and McDonald's out of the airport and take it on the plane with me.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody says the trick is you get Subway. Like you get a sub, and even if you're not hungry, and then you just wrap it up, because when you land, you're like, ah. Or even like you take a snooze and you wake up, you're like, ah. Like I got a sandwich, you know?
Fucking put it in your fridge in your hotel room until you
Yeah.
get drunk that night and eat it. That's pretty smart.
I ate at Chili's while I was there.
Ew, why?
Because it was the only place that didn't have a 2-hour wait in the Vegas airport. And
There's a
dude,
reason.
dude, what a fucking disgusting meal that was. Horrible.
Apparently, if you fly to Europe, they give you a menu that includes dessert and free alcohol the
Yeah,
whole flight.
100%. Yeah.
Never been to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, bonjour.
Yeah, buongiorno.
I have this weird like obsession with flying. Like I hate it, but I want to fly on like a really big plane. I want to fly on a fucking private jet. Like I want to fly on the cool planes, but I'm also terrified of fucking flying. Like I'm uneasy the entire time I'm in the air, but I still want to do it. So now I want to fly like overseas because they put you in those big fucking jumbo.
You don't
jets.
feel it, man. You don't feel it when you're in a
That's
big
what I've
plane.
heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, one thing I've heard is because of like global warming and shit, in the next like 25 years, like turbulence is about to get really fucking bad.
Wow. It's
Eh,
the small
we'll have
planes
electronic
are bad.
airplanes.
It's yeah, the big planes you don't feel fucking nothing, man.
Yeah. I've never been on a plane that all the planes I've been on are just like regular 747s.
Like 3-seater on each side type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, these
I've never been on one that's like 3 over here, and like 6 in the middle.
yeah, those are great.
I've never been on one that's got like an upstairs to it or the
Oh
shower.
no, I've never done the one with it. No, I think I've been on one that's a double decker. I think I've been
What?
on one. Yeah,
I'd be
I've
afraid.
never even
like
seen one.
how
You
how
have.
powerful the engine's got to be to push this big motherfucker through.
there's
the
like
sky.
4 of them on each side, but it's honestly you don't feel anything. It's like when you're on a cruise ship, man. It's like all of a sudden you just feel like they're like, oh, turbulence is coming, and you're like, when? I don't feel it. You don't feel shit, man.
I hate
Yeah, like growing up, I always seen the airplanes on movies, and they're always like that. They got like 6 in the middle, and then seats on both sides. I
Yeah.
thought airplanes were big. Then I started flying. I flew for the first time in like 2011, and I was like, these things are small. Like they're not like they are on the movies. I didn't know they really existed. I've never seen, like, I live right by the airport. I've never seen a double decker or anything big.
I don't know if I've been on a double decker. I feel like I may have, but I've been on one where like there's like seats, bathroom, seats, bathroom, seats.
Yeah, long as fuck.
Yeah, and you're like, there's a whole other world back here, man. Like you don't see the whole crew, you know?
First class is really first class. It's got,
Yeah.
like first four rows, and
Yeah.
then people behind it, like
Yeah.
they got their own fucking section with a curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say a curtain.
There's pods and shit, and you can lay down in it. I've been in one of those pods. It's pretty dope. And they give you a menu, man, and you're choosing your food. You're like, I'll start off with like a what's that shit called when you get meat and cheese?
A charcuterie?
A charcuterie, yeah. And they'll bring it down with caviar and fucking champagne and
Snails.
shit. You're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you flew and your pilot buddy got you hooked up
Mhm.
and you were taking pictures in little pods, and I was like, I hate flying, but I think it'd be cool as shit to fly in that.
The bed is like it's pretty uncomfortable. Like it's not worth it. Like I've sat in that and I've sat in the other first class, and honestly the seat in the regular first class is way more comfortable. The good thing about the pod is you don't see anybody. Like literally you close a fucking door and you have your screen, and then you have like all these compartments where you could put all your shit. So it's really comfortable like that.
I have to see everybody. I need to know who's panicking.
Well, you could slide things open and look out of your pod, but if you don't want to see fuck,
I need other motherfuckers to look calm when I look at them and I'm freaking out. Because if everybody else looks freaked out,
Right.
now I'm really freaking out.
Well,
I need to look
that's
at
what I was-
somebody and then be like, what's your problem? Be like, nothing, I'm good.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't want to ride in a private jet because I don't know. I feel like dying with a lot of people would be easier than just dying alone on a private jet.
I want to ride a private jet.
You're gonna feel the turbulence in that little bitch.
I hear you don't. My buddy's a pilot. He said you
They
don't.
probably don't fly high enough. That's probably why. But like,
how dope would that be? Just like you and 10 of your buddies for fucking bachelor party or something. You're in a private jet, fucking on there drunk.
yeah,
playing
it'd be cool.
dice.
Have you guys ever rode in a helicopter?
No.
Nope.
Have I? No, I don't think I have.
I did. I took a helicopter tour over Kansas City. It was fucking dope.
Nice.
We'll
Well,
take one
You
on
feel
vacation.
everything in that.
oh, I bet.
Oh, never mind. Guess I don't.
Fuck. I for the first time ever, I did what you're not supposed to do. I watched that documentary on the Malaysian flight
Ah,
Oh yeah.
while I was on the plane. The girl beside me,
Oh my
she's like,
God.
she like hits me. She's like, really? I was like, there's no other documentaries on Netflix right now, man. I panicked
what? On the plane.
on the plane. And it's all about like them thinking that the pilot was just like, fuck these people. And I'm like, oh, so even if the plane doesn't crash, he could just crash it? Fuck. They
The
got
Malaysian flight, didn't they get shot down over like Ukraine or something?
Nobody knows. I don't think there was a conclusion to it. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
watch
'cause
the
I
third
remember they
episode.
were trying to say the pilot went crazy, but then they said no, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
How'd they not find the wreckage though?
Ocean.
Yeah, the ocean, man.
I mean, you still find something.
I don't know.
It's not like all that shit sinks.
You know how big the ocean is, man?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty deep too.
They can't
But
find
if
that shit.
everything doesn't sink, you would find something.
Nah, I don't
And
know.
they got all this fucking technology where they can see fish floating by underwater. You don't think they can find a goddamn airplane?
Not in the ocean.
Well, yeah,
like
don't
that.
the seats float? Don't they tell you that? It's a flotation device.
Yeah, that's
there should be some seats floating around out there.
Dude, you would have to be flying like 15 feet from the waves to see it. If you're like 100 feet in the air, that seat is going to look the exact same as the tip of a wave, like just a little dot of
Yeah,
white.
but we got all these satellites and shit that they can literally, they're up in space right now. I can walk in my backyard and they can tell me if my shoe's untied or not.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't know because they
but
don't
we
find
can-
people that are missing like ever.
We couldn't detect the fucking balloons flying over land.
Yeah.
What balloons?
China.
Is that Admire's one? His one doozy for the night?
Oh man. You should see the shit that's going on here in Canada with like you guys had the Russians screwed with our election. Well, we have the Beijing screwing with ours.
Yeah, somebody on the Carl's page mentioned that. They said, between what's going on in Canada and China, I was like, what the fuck is going on between
Yeah, it's-
Canada and China?
It's legit, man. Like, so it's gotten to the level where like there's multiple parties. So let's say there's 3 parties, right? 2 of them could gang up. Like, let's say the Democrats are elected right now, and there was a third party. They could make a coalition with the Democrats right now, and then they're kind of in power with them. So that's what happened here. So the second team that hooked up with Justin is now saying we're going to leave the coalition and join with the other guys unless you put your, like, I don't know, some prime staff member on trial to explain what's going on with Beijing. And the liberals won't do it. They don't want to put her under oath.
Yeah, I was trying to understand all of it. Do they think that Justin got elected because of China? Is that kind of what's going on?
No, they just mean to, like, try to help them get elected, like, with funding. And, like, Justin's very big in the WEF there. What can't I think of the fucking name here? What's his name there? Klaus. World Economic Forum, where they want to have like one government for the world.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pull it up, Jamie. WEF. Klaus Schwab and all that crap, man. Like that big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty bad, man. Like this is the most corrupt shit that we've ever had in Canada. So.
Well, I hear our president is up there visiting tomorrow.
It's coming to Canada?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Ottawa, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's our capital. That's our Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except it's gay.
Gay.
That's where Justin lives. Fucking
We love the gays.
We do. We do. You want to take another break, come back and close it out?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, we'll be back after this.
Right now, yeah, right now. Yeah, right now. Yeah, I really need some closure, like right now, right now. Yeah, right now. Yeah, I really need some closure, like right now, right now, right now. Yeah, you really broke my heart, now I'm so down, so down, so down. Yeah, you took my whole life upside down, upside down, upside down. I'm off a brick 30, I need to slow down right now. Bitch, you so fucking foul. I was pulling up with you around town. Now you know where to be found. Cause you ghost me, then you act like you don't know me. 3 years together and now you're never gonna hold me. I'm lonely, never thought that you would harm me. I was a dick and I admit I never said sorry. Yeah, I really need some closure, like right now, right now, yeah, right now. Yeah, I really need some closure, like right now, right now, right now. Yeah, you really broke my heart, now I'm so down, so down, so down. Yeah, you took my whole life upside down, upside down, upside down. Upside down. All along the Western Front, people line up to receive. She got the power in her hands, shock you like you won't believe. Somewhere in the Amazon, the voltage running through her skin. Standing there with nothing on. She gonna teach me how to swim. I said, ooh, girl, shock me like an electric eel. Baby girl.
Welcome back to 80 Proof. Rucker admiring J Bomb. Finally, J Bomb's back. EJ Reed's not here because he's at AEW sending me pictures of Sting. Then he sent me one of Tony Storm versus Sky Blue. If you know who Sky Blue and Tony Storm are, you know that this is let's just say it's a battle of the cake.
It's a cool picture.
They got some nice butts on them.
They both got bright futures behind them.
Admar, what the fuck did you write in the chat?
I used to put that in the AOL chat rooms. It says pimp.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's hard to see.
Did you do that joke in the calculator too, where the girl's loose when you turn it upside down? Or it says
One
blue?
girl, she was 69. She had 69 boyfriends, and she fucked them all however many times. And yeah, it's loose.
It's spelled loose.
Yum.
You never saw that, Jay?
Not the loose. I've seen boob and boobies.
No, that was for
There was a
kids.
formula you could do where you'd say a girl did a certain amount of things and it would equal her being loose via
Sick.
calculator.
Yeah, that's what we had, guys. We didn't have texting and TikTok. We wrote notes on calculators and you had to flip them over.
We had TI-82s to play. If your TI-82 didn't have Tetris, you were fucking losing.
Snake, man. Who cared about Tetris?
No, Snake wasn't on our calculators.
Snake was on our
Tetris.
calculators.
Snake was on our
Snake was on our
Nokias.
Nokias.
No, we had it on the TIs. Dude, that was like the greatest era when they handed us something that you can put notes on and hide it. I was like, you idiots, teachers, you idiots. Because they didn't know, like, they just thought it can do like sign, you know, SIN.
Yeah.
Get this calculator so you could use a sign button. I was like, I got this calculator so I could pass geography, motherfucker.
I don't know if you saw, Jay, I put in the Discord when I took Trey to GameStop, the old school games that they had.
Hell yeah.
I'm so mad I didn't buy it.
Yeah, why didn't you buy it?
They had Mortal Kombat, they had Street Fighter, they had, maybe it was a Mario game. They had like 4 or 5 of them. I was telling Trey, I was like, yeah, when I was a kid, this was the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And he's, well, how many games are on it? I was like, this is it. Like, this is the game.
Your character doesn't move. The shit moves past him.
Right. You got to duck. You got to jump. Like, there was buttons on there that said jump, duck, and action. That was it.
Yeah.
What platform were those games?
They were just the little fucking the little
the handheld ones. Okay. Yeah. My grandma used to give us like little fucking casino ones of those.
Yeah. Just have the one fucking game. And then it had the stupid fucking noises and shit. And I showed him the graphics on the back, and he was like, he I guess he was trying not to be mean, but the look on his face was like, you simple motherfucker, this is what you played when you were a kid?
Like, I never thought that I would, like, you know, when we were young and our parents would show us shit that they had, and I'd be like, I used to think people saw in black and white. Right? Like, that's what I used to think, right? And like, that's what they must be thinking of us. Like, they must think our brains are stupid. Like, we're like,
yeah. Yeah, like I remember when my parents, you know, when they told me what the record player was, you know, all I knew was tapes and CDs and shit. Record player, that's ancient.
Yeah,
man.
that's fucking ancient. Like, I know how to, you guys know how to use these phones, right?
Yeah.
My parents still have one.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I used to love those, actually. I used to love going to my grandmother's house, and I'd call people just to use those fucking phones.
It was
just
dope.
to fucking dial the 3, 3, 3. And don't fuck up when you get to the 6 or 7 number.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm just about to talk to whoever answers, because I'm not starting over.
But those phones, literally, when you hung them up too hard, it would, like, the ringer would go off. Like, you could shake it and it would ring. Like, like, it was just a mechanism.
I was telling my daughter this weekend about it. She was like, well, you had a home phone because you didn't have cell phones back then. And I was explaining the clear phone that you could turn the ringer off and it would light up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. And she just wasn't comprehending it. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, what? It didn't ring, but it could ring, and it was clear, but it was a cord.
Yo, the fact that we would pick up a phone.
Batmobile phone.
The fact that we would pick up a phone and there'd be like, like a dial tone, and you'd be like, you'd always check it, right? You'd be like, okay,
right. Make sure nobody's on it.
Yeah.
No, the fact that we used to answer the phone and didn't know who was calling, I couldn't imagine doing that these days.
Or if you were a busy signal, like, when's the last time you got a busy signal, man? Beep.
Is that even
beep.
still a thing?
I don't think so. It's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. But they're saying
I had a McDonald's hamburger phone.
Sick.
Where it was a Big Mac, and when you wanted to talk on it, you would open it up, and the numbers and everything were in it. You could talk on it, and then you close it. It was the first flip phone, I think. And then the rotary phone you're talking about, Jay. You've never seen the movie Harlem Nights, but I don't even think it was in Harlem Nights. But my aunt, she had like her house was very sleek for the late 80s, right? Like, she had all the cool shit. So her rotary phone wasn't just a rotary phone. Like, the two things you hung up on, they were like two little V's.
Mm-hmm.
Phone went across the top of
it. Yeah. That's what my grandmother had too.
Black shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a normal little fucking white pearl colored phone. Like,
yeah.
Sleek shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these kids don't understand that the phone was also a weapon, man. Like, you could take that fucker and smack somebody.
Or like having, like, we didn't even have cordless phones. Like, they didn't exist. I remember when my parents got a cordless phone, I was like, cordless phone? Like, you'd be like, you know, you pick the thing
my grandmother's phone in the kitchen, the cord literally, like, was from this wall to
Yeah.
that wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was
All
long as shit, so
twisted
she could,
and
so
shit.
she could walk around. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd have to do
all
one of these
twisted
things.
up at the
You're like-
bottom. So she could walk around the kitchen while she's on the phone talking on it.
Yeah. Speakerphone. Bitch, you'd be like this. Fucking cooking
Oh,
and shit.
speaking of what you're just doing right now, did you remember the phones that had the little cushion on the back? You could put it on your shoulder and it wouldn't like give you neck problems.
Yeah. Like people had those at work because they didn't even have headsets yet.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the receptionist had that big block on her shoulder. It's like, hi.
Yeah, you had to pick up and dial.
Yeah, like telemarketing, you'd be like opening a fucking phone book, picking up a phone.
A phone book.
Yeah.
Do they even make those anymore?
I don't know, man. I don't think they
I mean,
do.
we used to get them delivered like 10, 15 years ago. They just drop them on everybody's doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've heard that Yelp replaced the Yellow Pages. Do you guys have the Yellow Pages?
I don't need yellow pages. I just
But-
Google whatever I'm looking for.
But you've heard of
and
Yellow
call.
Pages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The white pages were personal numbers.
Yes.
The yellow pages were businesses.
Apparently, that's what Yelp is. It's Yellow Pages. YELP.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's true. It's a rumor.
Wow.
Be
Way
cool
to
if
put
it
that
was.
one together, detective.
Actually, my pilot buddy's like, "Yo, dude, you ever?" I was like, "Is it Yellow Pages? That's pretty fucking dope if it is."
Yelp. YELP.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, fuck, man.
Then-
We had so many uses for Yellow Pages, dude. It was like actually used for something. You need a plumber or some shit. Then it became like you were too small at the table, so you would sit on it, right?
Or if your desk was leaning over a little bit.
Yeah.
You get to the fucking, depending on how much it was leaning, is what part of the alphabet you went to in the book.
And then for whatever reason, my parents used to keep like all the old ones. They would just be like
Because
this
they
stack
wrote
of 'em.
people, they wrote people's numbers in like inside the cover,
Yep.
or like if somebody's name was in there with a phone number but it was wrong, they'd scratch it out and write the new number. Like
Had a couple of friends try to roll a joint with the yellow pages.
Jesus, you remember like
I knocked a hole in my parents' wall and I fucking glued white pages over it. It's still there at their house.
my parents had this like Rolodex thing beside their phone, and it would
Yeah.
have like a little slider on it, and you'd slide
Yeah.
it to like S, then you push the button and it would open, and it'd be all the S names. That was like, whoa, how does it know?
Right. That's phenomenal. A Rolodex. My
Yeah.
God, remember that?
Dude.
Could you imagine being out somewhere and not having somebody's phone number on you?
It's okay. So I was at the trade show and everyone's like, "You have a card? You have a card?" I'm like, "Dude, I think we're past this. Like, does people still give out cards anymore? Like, dude, just NFC, man. Bing, bing. Like, you got my shit."
Yeah,
That's what I was
send your
about to say.
business
I was about
card.
to say,
Yeah.
yeah, don't they have that shit where you can tap the phones now?
Yeah. See, I had an
411.
idea.
Oh my God, chaos. Yeah, I remember 411
Oh, yeah.
information.
Yeah.
That was your
Star
yellow pages
69.
also. You call 411 and be like, "Can you give me the number to AMC movie theaters
Yeah.
in Kansas City?"
Remember calling
You
AMC
don't wanna
movie
go there.
theaters? They're like, for movies, press 2. You're like sitting there, nah.
Yeah.
T9. It was good
Yeah,
times.
but we had patience back then.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be. We had no other choice.
Yeah, that was the way you did shit. Like, all right, well, the movie starts at 9:00. It's fucking 5:30. Let me make sure I can get on the phone and pull all this shit up.
It's crazy.
Credit
man.
card machines weren't fucking tap. They had to fucking take it and do that little fucking.
Oh yeah, rip a piece off, give it to you. They just assumed you had money, man.
Yeah, they just
Literally, they
assumed
just
you had good
assumed you had
credit.
money. And if you bounced, they put your fucking name on the wall and shit.
That's crazy. Like people could have got away with so much shit with those.
They
credit
did. Remember
cards.
that movie, Mo Money?
And yeah, that movie. And then like they didn't know your credit limit. They
Right.
didn't even know if it was your card.
Yeah,
like,
names never used to be on credit cards, by the way.
Yeah, like what stopped a guy from skipping town and just fucking
Also-
racking up like $9 million?
Yeah.
How about the movies where the motherfuckers come back and cut the credit card up in front of you? Like, how fucking rude is that? The credit
It
card
doesn't
company
work.
told me to cut. Yeah, they told me to cut your card. You're a damn lie. They tell you nothing like they just been an asshole.
Imagine somebody tried to pull that shit today. Oh fuck, man. The abuse.
Oh yeah. And then our first piece of wireless technology came out. Did you guys have pagers?
Oh yeah,
I never had them.
I had the original pager, not the one that slid out that you could see through like the phones, but the original like You gotta look at the top of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No voicemail, just a number.
Gotta get to a
My
payphone.
My grandmother was like, "No, you can't get one of those. You're not a drug dealer."
I
was like,
Yep.
but I got hoes, Grandma.
there was no privacy, man. Like I remember I was like, oh, I'm gonna call this girl. I would like strap on my rollerblade like an hour and 20 minutes into town and put a quarter in the fucking booth and sit there for an hour and a half talking to a chick in a fucking
Why would you
telephone
just call her
booth.
from home?
Because it was like, I don't know, it was before cordless phones, man. You'd have to like talk in the kitchen. I don't want to talk in the kitchen.
You don't want to say shit in front of your parents.
Exactly. I was trying to get blown. Fuck.
I don't know what was more nerve wracking. Excuse me. Asking a girl for her number or her parents answering the phone when you call.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Who
I
is
remember
this?
I called this chick once. I was like, "Is Megan there?" He's like, "I don't know. Is she? Where's she supposed to be?" He's like, "Sorry, Mr. Humphreys. May I talk to Megan?"
Oh my God. What a fag.
I was always polite when I called people.
Sorry. Dude. Yeah, it was the worst, especially like the first time you call, right? Because like they know everybody who calls their kids. Right? Like there's like a core of people that is acceptable calling your house. And then
Yeah.
like if somebody called my house and I wasn't there and it was a chick, and then you wouldn't know who it was, I was like, my mom's like, a girl called. I was like, who was it? She's like, she didn't leave a name. I'm like, was it this girl, this girl, this girl? She's like, no, I didn't recognize her voice. I'm like, who called? Who called?
Why would you not take a message? Because I'm not your fucking
No,
secretary.
no, she's like, oh, they didn't want to leave a number. I was like, and then you go to school Monday and you're looking at everything. I was like, who fucking called me? You fucking called me.
Yeah, right. You walked in there. Which chick wants this dick?
I was like, who's playing a game on me? Who's fucking pranking me?
You remember calling and like the abusive parents would answer the phone? Katie, come get the phone, you little whore.
No.
He can't talk. He's fucking grounded. Little shit.
I called the right number. Katie's a whore.
Katie, it's another guy. Or like you fucked around, but you haven't seen that set of parents since you fucked around. You call your buddy, you're like, yo, is Chris there? And they're like, Jason? You're like, oh, fuck. They're like, Chris is punished. And I just want to tell you that I called your mother. You're like, shit.
Yeah. Luckily, I was the good kid. My friends got in trouble like that. They all their parents loved me. If they were out with me, they were all right. And that's real. Like I think Brent told the story like that when he was on here about how he got in trouble one night for getting drunk, and I had to drive them home, and his parents like thanked me for like 5 years. Like, we're so grateful that you didn't get drunk and drive home with them. And him and David, they're so troubled, and they're just so. We're so thankful that they have a friend like you that keeps them on the straight and narrow. Meanwhile, I bought the fucking vodka. I just didn't feel like drinking that night. We were supposed to split it 3 ways, and they split it 2 ways, and they ended up getting real fucked up.
You're like, Mama, I was so hungover I couldn't drink that day.
That's what it was.
Yeah, man. I remember like just drinking in the park and shit. Life was good, man.
Drinking in people's basements.
There was
Yeah.
something about
Basement parties were great.
no, but there was just something about how much like of a dopamine hit you would get when like plans worked out. When like a group of guys would meet up with a group of girls, because like honestly the stars needed to align. Like you couldn't just be
Right.
like, you couldn't just send a quick text question mark. It was like
Right.
it was like, yo, they might be there at 8. Let's like go hang out down the street. Let's see if their car passes. Let's see if their parents are gonna drop them off at the dance. Like it was all shit like that. I remember bearing like bottles of wine in the parks and shit, and then digging them up and like hoping the girls would come by, and then we just booze.
It was such a mind fuck, right? Because like you're trying to hook up, right? Let's you're trying to get laid. So what you're saying is you never know if it's gonna work out. And then when it does work out, you're like, all right, now I need this part of the plan to work out.
yeah.
I need this part of the
Yeah,
plan to work
them
out.
just showing up,
Then when-
that ain't everything.
Yeah. And then when all of it works out and it's go time, you put so much pressure on yourself. The fact that your dick still worked, it was just like, did you think about like all the pressure you had then? That's because you were young, though. That's why it still worked then. Imagine doing that shit at like 27, 28.
Bro. It was like everything had to make sense. She had to find a ride, you had to find a ride, then you had to find a place. It was just like
They had to know where they were going because it's not like they contact you.
Yeah.
Like, you said it was the third stoplight I'm supposed to turn left
Yeah.
at? No, the second one. Come back. You went too far. No, you just sat there waiting. Chances are she was on her way. She just got lost. Got frustrated. Turned around and went home.
If you say you're gonna meet somebody at the mall, right? You're like, okay, I'll meet you in front of this store at, let's say, 11:15 in the morning. 11:15 rolls around, man, and like you're like, okay, yeah, a couple minutes late. Then it's like 11:30. You're like, ah, shit. But you couldn't like get a hold of her. Let's say she had a pager, but you had to go to the fucking payphone to do it, right? You might miss her, and then she thinks that you didn't come.
But she can't call you back.
She can't call you back, man. You're like sitting there like, what do I do?
No, the payphones had a number on them.
That never worked. You couldn't call a payphone. That was in the movies.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, wait, we said we're going to go see Titanic. Is she going to the 7 o'clock or the 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Fuck, which one do I go to?
Mm-hmm.
Mom, I'm
try
going to
to
be at the movies for 6 hours just in case.
Also, you could awkwardly try to finger her in a movie theater.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the point? Like, think about it. Finger blasting a chick. What the fuck? Who cares?
Think about all the time we wasted trying to hook up with girls back in the day. It was such a hassle.
Oh my god!
Just hoping for half a hand job.
She touched it over the pants. Yes. But like, dude, it was crazy. And like, let's say you would go out with your guy friends, right? You would always have to have like some sort of backup plan. You're like, listen, if everything fails, we meet here. Because there was like, you go to a concert.
If they're not here by 7, we're walking to the mall.
Yeah, you had like a 5 to 8 minute window, and then like
merry-go-round in front of Walmart.
If they missed you, their day's over. They're gonna get dropped off at the mall, rush to the meat spot. You're not there. They're gonna call their mom, get the mom to come back and pick your mom. It was ruthless.
Is this the Jason that didn't meet up with my daughter at the time agreed upon?
Yes, it is. I was waiting.
What
She stood me up.
Jason.
No, I was the one getting screwed.
That little face you made just brought back a lot of memories. Didn't it?
Dude, yeah, I was thinking of a few. It's funny because like I remember when the internet did come out and you had ICQ, you used to be able to put your location in and hit search. And we met like a group of girls that lived like 2 towns over. And it was unheard of to do this. Like meeting people on the internet was the most dangerous thing you could ever do. Cause like, you know, the 6 o'clock news would be like the internet or your son's getting raped. Like everything was, you're going to get raped. And I remember like my mom dropped me off and she's like, I want you to call me 15 minutes after you meet them and make sure that they're real people. And then when I finally met him, I saw my mom like fucking scoping us down, like down the mall, like hallway thing. And I'm looking at my mom and she's like, yeah, they're real. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. I'll pick you up at 3. And then you had that 3 o'clock deadline, right? Like you had to make a move fucking by 3.
Yeah, it wasn't, you know, like you keep saying, you couldn't just text to say, oh, no, we're going to be here another hour. No,
Yeah.
It's like you had to move at the fucking time.
Yeah. Because half the time they'd be like, I'm just going to go do some errands. I'll come pick you back up. Like they're not even going home. There's not even a landline to get them on. Like you needed to be in front of fucking Sears at 3 or your mom's going to kill you.
I put that fucking roast in the oven to be home by 3:45. And I'm out here looking for your little black ass. I've had that talk a lot.
Yeah.
Roast burnt this motherfucker when we get home.
Yeah. She yell at you and your buddy's in the back seat. Just awkward.
Like, wait till we get to school on Monday. I'm telling everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are good times, man.
Oh, dude, I swear we grew up in the best times. Like we got to see the invention of every great, you know, technology.
I think the idea that like communication was special, like rapport was special, relationships were important. Like you had friends and they were like your fucking, like you would literally call a buddy to go do nothing. Like I don't know if kids still do that because they could just like be at home and text each other like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Cool. You know, now back in the day I'd get dropped off at like 10 a.m. and my parents would pick me up at like 7.
Yeah.
And like you'd be bored, just like
hang out.
laying on the couch, and the guy's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know, man. You want to like walk here? Do kids still do that?
Walk in somebody's garage.
Yeah.
You'll hang out in somebody's garage just where the dad's got like a couch out there or something.
Yeah.
You dog, what's up, dog? What's up? What we doing today? I don't know.
Yeah.
We
Sit.
can walk over
You
here,
get lucky
see-
and find one of his nudie mags.
Yeah, we can walk over here, see if this girl's home.
Yeah, exactly.
Like out with that one. She ain't there. Come back on the couch again.
But the summers were great. Like they felt like a million years, right? Because like time was slow, man.
I
Time
remember
was
me and my buddy
slow.
Pedro, we would fucking once a week we would get on our bikes and just go explore. Like we would just ride as far as we could until we got too tired and be like,
Mhm.
all right, if we go any further, I don't think I'm gonna make it back home.
Yeah.
Like where the
Yeah,
fuck
man,
was-
that's why. Like my daughter, she's been running the neighborhood, like coming home muddy, playing in the creek and shit. I'm like, I'm not even mad at it.
Yeah.
Get out there and fucking go.
It's
think about that. Like when we were younger, you would wake up on like a Saturday and you would just leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents would have no way of contacting you, no way of knowing if you were alive. You get kidnapped. Somebody's like raping you or whatever. But if the street lights weren't on, they didn't give a fuck.
Mhm.
But when the street lights came on, you had to be back in the house. Then they get worried.
Mhm.
Then they come outside, fucking hands on their hips. fucking-
Yeah, at the end of the driveway, man. And if you saw that when he turned the corner, like fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah. Or when somebody else's mom would roll in and be like, Jason, and I'm like, oh shit. She's like, your mom and so and so's mom, we all met in the street. You're like, shit.
Your mom called my house looking for you.
Yeah.
Like, no, she didn't.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me that. I'm on my way now.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
But yeah, you'd wake up at fucking 8, 9 o'clock, leave the house, and you wouldn't come home. Like you wouldn't even eat.
Nope.
You know, what were you drinking? Out of the fucking water hose. That was
Yeah.
it. That was
Yeah.
what you had. We didn't have any money. I know I didn't. It was the fucking water hose at your buddy's house.
You could just like, and if you like I played soccer, right? So I'd miss like the morning on a Saturday. I come home, you just bike around till you see like 6, 7 bikes in a driveway, and then you're like, oh, I know that guy's bike. You kind of sneak around the backyard. You're like, these fuckers are having a balloon, like a water balloon fight. You're like, yeah, the super soakers and shit. That's the
That's
best,
a good one,
man.
too. Finding
Fuck
the
yeah.
bikes at everybody's
bikes,
house.
yeah.
That was a way to tell where your buddies were.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. Is that that's Rico's bike? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or fucking meeting up at the ice cream man. Fucking when the ice cream man's rolling, everybody swarms.
Fuck yeah. That's
Oh.
where you make your plans at.
We didn't have that shit in Canada, but every time I went to the
Make your
States,
plans over a bomb pop. Hell yeah. For the rest
Give me
of
a
the-
2-ball
don't do that.
screwball.
it was just nice. Like even when we were in high school, even when we had cars, like cell phones were like they were out, but it was like you had to like buy minutes and
Wait till after 7. or
wait till
8
after
to
7.
fucking
There's
call
no
anybody.
texting, so like you would still be like, oh, it's not 7. So you would drive to like the 2 or 3 spots that you knew people were at, and instead of bikes, it was cars, and you'd be like, oh, they're all at this park, and then you'd just stand around. One guy would have a basketball, one guy would have a skateboard. Somebody would have like a 5-piece of weed that like 35 people smoked.
Let's be honest.
Yep.
it wasn't a
Like that scene on
basketball.
Kids.
It
Just
was a hacky sack.
It was a hacky sack. Yeah.
Talking about a basketball.
yeah. We had guitars and hacky sacks.
Yeah.
Jay, were you the guitar guy that showed up to like every party with a guitar?
No, I can't play guitar.
Like Elias.
Start playing Wonderwall.
No, I'd walk in and I'd be like, I got a bong and I got a fucking big bag of weed. I was that guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice not having responsibilities, man.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Mm.
I feel like though, I admire the kids that are like 25 to 30 now. I think they came up in the perfect time.
Yeah, they did.
That they had all the technology and shit like that. And it was right before technology peaked. Like you could still sneak out, you could still throw parties and you had ways of contact. Like now, my kids can't fucking throw a party if I go out of town. Like I got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
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 They just basically got to say, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway. You're out of
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Like I'll be punished. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's almost
the
like you
kids
got to
grew
throw
up-
them the party so they don't get out of hand,
But they grew up with all the technology. So I guess we're the last generation to have our minds blown by technology.
yeah.
But no,
I
it's
think
true
we
because
are in the-
I got a lot of 25 to 30-year-olds and they share our stories. Yeah, they had texting in school and shit, but they still like remember like you can get away with shit. Like there was still some anonymity. Because it was
we
before
could get
social
away with
media.
shit. But the shit we could get away with wasn't as fun as what they could get away with because they had more communication, more social media, more everything. Like, we spent 3 hours riding around looking for whose bike is where before we could actually plan and plot anything out. They could just do it. But
Bro.
Pull each other up on a map. Boom.
Exactly.
Dude, here's the biggest one, right? They didn't have to go to a movie to try and finger a girl. They can just get pictures of their tits from their fucking bed. Think about that. You can't see tits through a fucking rotary phone. Like, you can't. Plus all the porn. It was no like 20-year-olds in porn when we were kids. It was all 30 and 40-year-old bitches, man.
Oh my God.
So like, I was jerking off to like grandmas, man. Pictures of fucking 40-year-old women.
Big bush.
Yeah.
Those are what I'm into now. Not the bush, but the 40-year-old.
Like, you're jerking off to 40-year-old women thinking of like a 15-year-old girl.
They were more like 50 when we were young.
It was bad, eh?
They were old. Christy Canyon was old as fuck when we were young.
It was like 4 porn stars.
But man, I remember downloading pictures and saving them to a disc, not
Like a floppy? Like a 3.5?
floppy disk. I
Yeah,
remember
buddy.
downloading pictures.
Yeah.
That's what we used to jerk off to, was a still picture.
Yeah.
Man, you fire that computer up, you'd be like, in 45 minutes, I'm about to jack off so hard when this shit goes.
Yeah.
Get in the
That was
chat
just
rooms,
like-
ASL. Who wants
that
to
was
cyber?
literally just like swipe up to unlock Pornhub.
Yeah.
Bam, you already got porn. That
Like
quick.
there's no like, oh, maybe I'll look around for more. No. When that one loaded, you were like, that's the one. This is it. Not
Ain't
my
got time to fuck
style.
around.
Yeah.
Get to the good
You guys
part.
used to cyber?
All the time, man. Cyber sex is
And-
the best.
And I feel like back then I didn't worry about fucking creeps and weirdos. I never thought
I didn't care if it was a dude on the other end, man. He's talking dirty. What do I give a shit? Dude, I was so desperate for fucking anything. My buddy could have told me about fucking a girl. I'd be on the other side of the phone jerking off. Okay, like, fine by me. He's like, yeah, then she blew me. I'm like, yeah, how'd she blow you? And like, I'm not fucking kidding. I've done it.
That's awful.
Shit, yeah, man. Dude, it was
That's
impossible.
That's going on TikTok.
Dude, it was
Probably
impossible.
You get a bunch of fucking pervert followers just like Jay. Like, dude, I did the same thing.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Fucking wild. Oh man, those were good days, dude.
Yeah.
I could smell it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Let's get up out of here.
Let's get up out of here. For
Zooming?
sure.
We didn't have any topics, did we? Besides the game.
We
and-
did have a bunch, but we didn't get to them because we were just going down memory lane, baby.
This was like COVID Zooms right here. Just fucking sitting here talking.
Good stuff.
You got anything you want to say, Admire?
Ta-ta there, retard.
Jay?
That's a huge bitch.
Brother
Apparently,
Noomsy has forgiven me.
apparently my co-hosts have fucking drop Tourette's.
Just love a big black dick, but only in my mouth.
Why do you not have the drop of me saying cunt?
Yeah, Meyer,
I
get
don't
on
have
it.
any from the show yet.
That'd be a good one. Good luck finding it. It's like years ago. For Admire, for J-Bomb, I'm Rucker. This has been 80 Proof. Thanks for everybody for hanging out with us. Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Please leave us a review if you can. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on all that shit. We got a link tree. We got Discord. Do all of it. Tell your mom about it. I'm sure she'll like the throwback of us talking about fingering girls in movie theaters. For Jay and Admire, I'm Rucker. This has been 80 Proof. Until next week. Peace.